Tighten the Coal, episode 464. No, that's not
Take
true.
464.
Take 464. Guys, we're here with Robin Adams from Coco Brew. Coco Brew has been a massive supporter for us from day one. He was actually on our jersey when we went to Vegas at the start of the year. I think it was jersey number 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think it was actually.
Yeah, jersey number 2. Matthew Sopalula was the man. Sops,
jersey to be on.
Probably one of our standout players. Actually, probably definitely one of our standout players at Vegas. So we're here with Robin. He runs a business in Rockhampton called Coco Brew. This is the place to be. Anyone that listened to the Stokes podcast, I think Coco Brew got about 47 mentions because it was where we'd met Artie Stokes. It's where I've met a lot of other business people. It's functions I've been at, functions that we hold. We have them here at Coco Brew. So anyone that's anybody in the business world should know Robin here at Coco Brew. So Robin, introduce yourself and tell us a bit about the place.
Thank you, Troy. What an introduction that is. Robin from Coco Brew here in Rockhampton, a business that we opened the doors way back on November 7th, 2019. Right before COVID hit us. 3 months later, we had to shut for 3 months. So it was a really tough introduction to business here in Rockhampton. But the support we've had here with businesses and locals alike has been unbelievable.
Hospitality would have been particularly hard.
Yeah, it was a really tough time, wasn't it? And it was something that we didn't know where it was going to end, did we? Like, the Prime Minister come on at the time and said, this is going to be around for a minimum of 6 months, but we're thinking years.
Yeah.
And we closed our doors, and I remember going home and saying to my wife, first time I've ever been unemployed, and with nothing to go to or nothing to happen. And but we had great support from our landlord here and John Keel from Keel Property Group. We didn't pay rent in that time, and it was really good. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. And John Keel's been such a mentor and a someone within our business that with the drive-through, he's the developer there, and the new one as well, going down the riverbank underneath the Empire. All one landlord, and been a mentor for a long time. So
straight to a big announcement there. Yes, Coco Brew is expanding.
We are expanding, and it's Coco Brew Riverfront down there. It'll be similar but different, so it'll be quite a good new addition to Rockhampton.
Are we allowed to talk about what it's going to be?
Well, we don't know yet, really. I know development started this week on the renovation, so as we keep building and keep renovating, we'll hopefully open in March and have more of an idea of what we're actually doing.
I remember talking to you a bit about it. I felt you said you were thinking of going down with a sports bar vibe.
Yeah, it'll be certainly a sports bar vibe, and let's keep in the back of our mind legends. That have come out of Rockhampton, whether they've been Olympic gold medalists or played for Australia in a sport. Let's keep that in mind. And
I love that.
Yeah,
so you got an idea. You got an idea, but you're keeping it a bit under wraps.
Yeah, keeping a little bit under wraps at the moment because
Rocky needs a surprise, a bit of.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and it's really, again, it's a lot of motel rooms down there. We think that is needed down in that area, but looking forward to it. Well, we've been here 6 years, 2 weeks ago, and enjoyed every minute of it. It's been a lot of fun, and again, thank you to all that support from all those different businesses and locals and travellers alike. It's been a wonderful experience. We've got lots of different touch points here with accommodation. Upstairs, beautiful accommodation. You like that accommodation up there, Troy?
Yeah.
From 2 and 3 bedroom units to studio rooms, downstairs to conference rooms, function rooms. The boardroom, which we're in now, which is a nice little intimate dining experience or meeting space, through from breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Yeah, you accommodate a lot of stuff, and we've used just about every room in the place. We've booked out the entire top floor of accommodation at times. We've used the back function room, which can hold up to 100.
Yeah, 100 seated, but 140, 150 people standing.
Yeah, and then you got the whiskey room, which is a bit more private. It's about 30 people.
30 seated, but again 80 to 100 mingling for a different function. So it's a beautiful room, and that was something that we developed in the last week before we opened. We released we have a function room called the Whiskey Room, and it just went berserk on social media. So John, our developer at the time, made it a whiskey bar.
Yeah, nice.
So it was a late addition.
Yeah, look, I can remember when I first come here, I thought it was just, I'll be honest, I hope I'm not going to hurt any feelings here, but I thought it was a cafe, breakfast. The first couple of times I come here, I think it would have been Eggs Benedict. and a milkshake. And then the more I come back, hang on, we're still open at night time. You can get dinner, you can get great steak. Some of the, probably, in my opinion, the best steak in Rockhampton. And then as I got led into another room, this place just kept getting bigger and bigger. It's a brilliant establishment, and it's run well. I've enjoyed a couple of nights here, drinking beer, sitting with you, watching you hover over the staff, keep an eye on teams, watch operations. I enjoyed a night last year when you had, I think you had about 4 brand new people. It was their first night. You were seeing what you liked, what you didn't like, giving the team feedback, keeping a close eye on the players. It's definitely your baby. You've got a lot of passion for the place, and I think that's why you run it so well, because you care, and your staff see that.
Yeah, and we've had some wonderful staff and some long-term staff as well, and yeah, I think it's about looking after the customer first, and everything else takes in around that. Because without customers, you haven't got a business, so you've got to look after them and make sure they have a great experience and make sure they're happy and they get good service. I'm big on making sure you communicate. Make sure you communicate with people, let them know what's happening, and you have less problems.
No, I agree. One of the there's not many places now where your staff will come and check. Do you want another drink? Do you want something? You don't have to get up and go to the bar. They'll come to you at the table. They'll come and check if the food's okay. They'll come and check if you want anything else. And yeah, that sort of service is hard to come by in Australia.
Yeah, well, we try our best with it. And we've also got Coco Brew Express as well, which is a drive-through coffee and what we like to call a fresh alternative with food. So it opens at 5 a.m. in the morning and goes through to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And we like to make that quick. And as you go through, up to 600 cars a day go through there. And we try and do great coffee and then great fresh food.
Wow.
That's the drive-through.
Drive-through's over in Albert Street. You probably notice at the moment, because we're here with with Rugby League, the Rocky Rugby League headquarters, Brown Park with a new development, right opposite it, right near the front gate. Yeah, so it's really good, and doesn't it look good, the new...
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's what an addition to Rockhampton, and not only about Rugby League that's going to be, I think it's going to be good. I think there's a motorbike show booked in there early March, April. Don't quote me on that, but I've heard that's happening, and concerts and all sorts of things. I think it's a great addition to the Rockhampton economy, Central Queensland economy.
Yeah,
definitely.
It'll well overdue birthday. It looks good. I'm excited. I think spoke to blanking his name right now. Peter White, CEO at Capras.
Capras.
I think he's hoping for about round 4, round 5 of their season. They should be open. They've done a deal, I believe, with the competition to have all away games at the start, so they don't lose any of their home games.
Exciting time to be a Capra. I'd love to be part of the Capras, to be one of the first to play on that ground. I know a lot of juniors and a lot of young people and ourselves, when you were growing up, you're all running out in the Brown Park, and that's where you really wanted to play. Now look at that stadium. Well, we're going to call it a stadium, but it's a grandstand.
Yeah, it's a very big grandstand.
Very big grandstand. And, looking back,
what's it take to become a stadium? We've got to put one on the other side.
I think, and there is plans for that as well. So don't write that off. There is plans to go right around on the other side there of George Street. So I'm not sure when that'll happen, but there is plans for it. We like to call it Coco Brew Express Stadium, because when you're sitting in the stadium you can see the logo up there, but have the naming rights at the moment.
Yeah, lovely.
But it'd be great to be part of that first game when they're playing for the Capras back on Brown Park. Yeah,
no, it will be. It'll be exciting time for Rockhampton. Exciting time for the Capras.
Yeah.
I see they've already been dropping some names for their signings and who they've got coming back, and hopefully they have and they've been building over the last couple of years.
They have. I mean, look, I don't think they were last year, but previously for the last 2 or 3 years, they've been in the semi-finals. Lionel's done a great job there as head coach, and Peter as well. Peter's been there for a number of years now. He's been a long-serving CEO, and exciting, as I say, really exciting times coming forward. They signed the Papua New Guinea and 5'8", I think, during the week as well.
Did we?
So that's exciting. We've got a few...
I see the Perth Bears just signed one of the Papua New Guinean lads too. Meant to be their first training trial.
Better not take them all before the... what are they called? What are they calling themselves up there? The Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
That's a couple of years away.
Yeah, but they're not taking them all.
Yeah, I've got a bit lost there. Obviously, they announced PNG coming into the NRL
I think
first.
It's 28.
But it's a couple of years after. Like the Perth Bears was announced a year after the PNG was announced. But
Yeah, I think there's a lot more infrastructure, and
Yeah.
you know, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult to get players to go to PNG than what it will be to Perth.
I've
Perth's
been-
on the other side of the world, by the way.
Yeah.
Another country than PNG, but you know, you've got to live in PNG. We know that it can be a little unstable. You've got to, you know, find players accommodation.
Yeah, I think they're talking about
compounds.
building a village.
Yeah, on an island they're talking now.
Yeah, okay.
From out there, so like a 5-star resort, so it'd probably be quite nice, but you're still stuck on an island.
Be a good place for a young single football player. Dragging the family over to Papua New Guinea away from everybody might be difficult, but
Yeah, it's an exciting time over there as well. Like, geez, they love their footy.
because they'd have to cut. Well, like thinking of that stuff, if they want to attract players with families and kids, they would need to make sure that there's schooling and everything else
Build a community.
of a level that will attract these sort of high grade players. You're not going to get them to come over.
That's probably what they want, is them, the Islander people.
Yeah.
Attract the
Now,
locals.
it'd be great to see, and it probably won't happen, but it'd be great to see PNG locals in that team. You know, as an 80%,
As a core.
as a core.
Oh.
But you know, you've got to be competitive in the NRL. So if you're not competitive, and I'm not sure 80% of PNG players will make it competitive.
No, we know that. We just look at the Newcastle Knights at the moment. I think they're just about on the way out of the competition, aren't they?
Yeah, that'll never happen, I don't think, because they're too strong down there in Steel City. But yeah, they do need some work. There's no doubt about that.
They do need some work.
And I don't like how Ponga either. You know, he needs to put his hand up, and all this rubbish in the media that he's leaving, he's staying. You know, just saying he's staying or he's going. One of the two.
If we're jumping straight into footy talk already, R360, what do you know about that?
Well, I know nothing about it, and they haven't rung me about a paycheck. So I know they're offering a lot of money.
Yeah.
Very probably tough for players not to sign. But you've got to remember, and I spoke about this a lot last weekend. You know, you're out of the game for 10 years. I know you're going to make a lot of money, and it'll set you up for life. There's no doubt about that. But you've got to remember, you're alienated from your mates. You're alienated from the game you love.
Yeah.
And you're not probably allowed or welcome back to anything NRL again. I noticed that Payne Haas is this morning saying that he would like to commit to the Broncos. So that's probably a big loss for the 360 mob. But, you know, it's more than money. Like, he's going to be earning good money at
he'll
the
be
Broncos.
earning
More than you and I could probably spend in a lifetime staying at the Broncos.
He'll be earning, like, I mean, he's one of the highest paid players in the game. He'll be earning as much as he possibly could staying in NRL. But it's a huge difference. Like, they were talking a $3 million paycheck, tax-free in Dubai. Tax-free, that's the biggest problem. I mean, who here, tell me someone in Australia that wouldn't want a tax-free job. It's the equivalent of $5.5 million as an NRL contract.
Yeah, I understand that, but we're not. It's not always about money.
No,
I think you've got to.
I agree.
I think they've got to consider that they're stuck in Dubai as well. Not a bad spot, but you've got to.
And it's not a full season either.
You've got to be there,
No,
and
it's 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4 months. It's 4
You
months.
miss the finals and you're back for the pre-season.
But it's everything else you miss too. So if you know, obviously, if you're not playing for the Broncos, you can't play State of Origin. You can't represent. Like he played for Tonga this year. Do you? Samoa? Yeah. So you can't do World Cup. Can't do Origin. Can't
It's
do.
legacy.
Can't do.
Legacy.
Yes, right. There's so many other games. You go from playing a 9-month season to a 4-month season. That's not going to be good for you. You're not going to be the best in the world forever if you're not putting the games in and getting games under your belt, and you don't get your name on the wall of the 300 club or anything like that if you're jumping around codes. So
no, you don't. You have to look at a few players like that. What was his name? Played for the Broncos and played for the Gold Coast in the AFL. Played rugby union.
Carmichael.
You know, Carmichael Hunt, great footballer.
Yeah.
One of the best.
It was never as dangerous in the other codes.
But he never.
I still love his returns. I still love his fullback returns.
But
Just straight
we don't
direct.
talk about him in any of the great sides.
No.
Whether it's AFL, rugby union, or rugby league.
Yeah,
Like, great player, had a great couple of seasons in the Broncos, went pretty well in the AFL, went okay in rugby union. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
He
we
wasn't
don't
there
say-
long enough to stick.
No, we don't. We don't
his
talk
line.
about, as you say, 300 games. We don't talk about him being a great Origin player or a long-term Origin player. We just talk about Carmichael Hunt switching codes.
To get great at anything, it takes consistency and hard work. And if you're changing, I mean, even though they might all be football, they're very different types of football.
They're
And-
totally different games.
Yeah.
Rugby league and rugby union, totally different game. They're not even close.
Yeah.
Garrick Morgan asking.
Yep.
he was probably one of the great code switchers back in, what year was that, 95, I think it was.
So before I started school,
95. But
how old were you? One year old. So sorry,
he was a great Australian front row playing rugby union. It was huge hype that the Crushers signed him.
Yeah.
Google it when you got time. He was just a flop. You know, for a bloke that used to be so good at rugby union, was so bad at rugby league.
Prop the prop. And look, I only ever played half a dozen games of union, but
you need to get used to the game of rugby union.
Properly,
my
first game
The
of
muscle memories.
my first game of rugby union was here in Rocky. Actually, we went and watched that Capras game, and I fumbled my way through it. But I would have got more penalties than I've got in my entire rugby league career in one game of rugby union. I didn't even know what I was doing wrong.
You've got to be a bit smarter to play rugby union too, mate. That's probably where you struggle.
It's all the boarding school boys.
That's it, mate.
The smart kids.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm just a state school dropout.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, mate. Anyway. Rugby union is a great game. They play in heaven.
Anyway, while we're talking footy, yourself, you played footy?
Yeah, mate. I played for 25 years senior footy here.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of rugby union, obviously, and played for a few different clubs as different things happened, and it was a great time. And I love the mateship and the long-term relationships you have for a lifetime, basically. And yeah, it's a great thing. And rugby league, I didn't play a lot of rugby league, but I do love my rugby league as well.
Played a season for. We've actually got Shay, who is our strapper. She is the strapper for the Biggin Warriors.
Biggin Warriors,
and you yourself once wore the Biggin Warriors jersey.
I did. I was there. I played for the Biggin Warriors in 2002, 2003, I think it was.
Did you win a grand final for them?
We lost the grand final in 2003, field goal against Gin in the last couple of minutes.
True. Well, they just won a grand final this year.
They won it, 25 years too late.
That would have been like Northern Districts back then.
Northern Districts, yeah. Back then there was Avondale, Gin, Miriam Vale, South Killeen, Bigoted. Yeah, it was a pretty good comp actually. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, nice.
It wasn't too bad. I played a lot of cricket as well. I played a lot of cricket here in Rockhampton as well for East, and a lot of fun. A lot of fun, mates that you have forever.
Yeah, it is. That's the beautiful thing about sport. And that's what we're loving about this, bringing people together, taking. It's really enjoyable taking guys. Like we went up to Mendy Nines not long ago, and it was a new group again. We had a few guys that come to Vegas with us, a couple of guys that have been at Battle of the Mines, and then a bunch of extra new blokes, and they still chat now. That group chat still goes months later, and there's characters that you just won't forget. So. Yeah, great game, great sport. We love it, and that's why we're getting behind it. We're raising our money for the Shelter Collective and Reboot Mindset Academy. Really appreciative of yourself coming on board at the start of the year, when we went to Vegas to kick off, and then you've jumped on board with us for the next bit. The future, hopefully, one day we'll get one of your young fellas to come put a jersey on.
Yeah, well, I've got two boys playing a bit of footy, and I'd love to see them playing for the Titans. It'd be awesome. It'd be a great thing. I know I can guarantee I'll probably come along and watch the games then. So I really want to come along. I want to get down to Brizzy there and watch there in late December.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome, and just a busy time of year here at Coco Brew. But I really like it. I'm really proud to be part of the Titans Rugby League and what you guys have achieved in the last 12, 18 months. It takes a lot of work from yourself and everyone else that's involved, and money as well. To put a team of 20, 25 players together for 12 months and playing in different competitions. I love that you're not playing in one competition.
Yeah, we've got fun.
I love how you're playing in different carnivals. I think carnival footy is something that is really missed from junior footballers. They read grade 12 and they play all these carnivals, and it all gets taken away from them.
Heaps of carnivals in school footy.
Yeah,
you're
it's
absolutely
taken away,
right.
and I think that's where your mates are done. You're away in a motel, you're having a couple of cold beers, and you're having a good steak at a pub, talking and chatting, and then that's where you have mates for life.
And we've done a bit the Battle of the Mines is a sort of social comp. It's not very high level. The Mooroombah Miners have support the Turners boys. They've won back-to-back 2 years in a row. There were some stiff competition there. Chris McQueen was quite strong on the field still. But yeah, Battle of Mines is a great comp. It's all about the mining community and getting people together, getting guys out of the pit and onto the field. Mullumbimby Masters was a lot of fun. I made my debut for the first game in 8 years, or 7 years, I think. But that was great. We had a bunch of old guys there. We had some, how old was player? How old was... He was,
Craig, he was...
Yeah, 62?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Something like that. And he was trucking them up better than the other. I was subbing people off the field, and I'm like, I need a back. Who we got? And Craig's like, righto. And I'm like, righto, get up there, Craig.
You couldn't hold him back. And it was a brilliant weekend at Masters footy, just to see that you don't have to be done in footy just because you got a bit of age behind you. It's definitely not as competitive. What I liked about it is you got tackled as hard as you run, and you tackle people as hard as they run at you. So the old fellas that wanted to just pot up, be a part of it, everyone was gentle on them, and then those that wanted to sort of have a crack and go deep. There's the odd young fella that, that's just on that 35 mark that gets a bit cocky, but they soon get brought into line and explain that this is about getting mates back on a footy field, back out having fun together, being physical, having some fun, and it was a bloody great weekend.
Of all the carnivals we've done, that one was probably, like you talk about the camaraderie within a football team, the whole event was almost like they were on the same team.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I walked around, did some interviewing for the Masters organisers, and every single team was welcoming and wanted to know your story.
Well, they didn't even keep score. There was one winner, and that's the game.
Yeah.
Rugby league was the one winner at Mullumbimby. So look, anybody that loves footy over 35, if you're keen next year, the Titans will be taking a team back there. If not, there's other teams that'll be looking for players. I'm actually signed myself up today to go play at that. What's the next one that reached out to us? The other Masters comp. Runaway Bay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm
going
to play for the Bears. Yeah. So we don't have the capacity to throw another Titans team together, but I'm gonna go stretch my legs out again.
It's a week before Vegas.
It's a week after Vegas. We're going to land back from Vegas. I'm just going to stay in Brisbane and go to Gold Coast.
Jesus.
Yeah, so look, thanks for your time. Thanks again for sponsoring. As we said, guys, if you've got an event that you want to hold in Rockhampton, this is the place. This boardroom here is brilliant. Whiskey room, the back room. They cater from everything. We book the motel out all the time for our staff when we've got people visiting town, and I recommend it to anybody. My words literally, if there's a place to stay in Rocky, it's Coco Brew. Those apartments, they don't feel motel-y. Because they're an apartment, they feel like a home away from home. You know, we actually, the big 2-bedroom one, one night we had about 12 people around the table. We just had a family dinner up there, ordered all the food from down here and just sat up there together and had a feed. So it's a great place, great establishment. Robin's a brilliant business owner. I've loved talking to you, learning more about business, and enjoy our future collaboration.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it, and good luck with the future tours and the future Titans, and have some fun and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, 9PL in a couple of weeks down in Brisbane qualifier. If we can make first or second place, we go through the Gold Coast next year.
Perfect.
Sorry, when we make first or second place, we will go through the Gold Coast. So. All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.